Hey, I'm Scott.
Oh, hey, I'm Jaxon.
Nice. Yeah, I'm Brittany's husband.
Cool. I'm Michaela's husband.
So,
So at work, we got busy because the Fed was like, "Yo, look, we're gonna drop the rates," and I do mortgages,
dude, somebody out there, they're
jamming.
they're gonna kill each other.
Oh, it's just
Did
a
you hear
couple
the honks?
Does honk?
They were they were long honks.
Okay, real quick. If you honk at someone at a light, is it mean?
Is it mean?
Yeah, so
am
like,
I
say
trying?
you-
Like, am I trying to be mean?
No, I don't know. Okay, how long is the duration of honk need to be for it to be considered mean?
It's got to be like
What's a warning
it's-
honk?
a warning honk's like,
Okay, so you do one single tone.
yeah.
All single tones are mean. Fun fact. I don't know if you knew this. If you do any merp, I'm angry at you.
This is a fact.
Yeah.
This is a fact put out there.
Yeah. So
By
basically,
the Wall Street Journal.
no, not the Wall Street
New-
Journal.
New York
They
Times.
don't. Neither of them are a credible source. This is all done on a random Reddit thing that I found.
Oh, okay, so Reddit makes it
Okay,
credible.
real quick. Anytime I need information on something, I type in the question
Yeah.
or the thing, and then I put Reddit.
Yeah,
next to
I
it.
get it.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
more credible, right? And so the thing that I found was, if you want to warn someone or like, hey, you can tell they're on their phone and not paying attention to the light's green. It's a quick little did. That's a hey. Hey, you.
Yeah. I guess I
like-
guess I just don't love like just little cute little like hey.
No, you're
It's,
like
it's green.
you're
Hey.
like, move.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
I-
you're an aggressive driver.
I don't like when people don't pay attention on the road.
Oh.
I could probably have a whole TikTok channel of like a dash cam that I have set up and me reacting to drivers on the road. I probably could.
Do you have a
because
dash cam in your camera?
Here's the thing.
In your
Brit
camera,
Brit
in your
was
car.
so lovely and she bought me one last year and I am so rude and mean that I haven't set it up yet.
Well, you're just
So
scared
I
it's
need-
not going to work
I
because
need
your
to
air
do that.
conditioning's still broken.
No. I'm just lazy, but I also don't want to take a ton of time outside setting it up where I could get really hot because I don't have air conditioning.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
part of it.
Hey, chat, real quick. Comment below if you think Scott should let me help him fix his air conditioning for free.
Of course you should.
Yeah, just comment below. It's not as hot anymore. Today's high was only 92.
Better. It's better. Yeah.
My kids are playing outside is the only way that I can say it. So this is Your Friend's Husbands. I'm Jaxon,
And I'm Scott.
and that's Winnie. You can't really see her. We are friends through our wives. What's our subtitle?
Your friend's husbands. Subtitle: Our wives know each other.
Yeah, we became friends because of our wives. So we decided to start a podcast in which we get to know each other. And turns out it's really fun. So we usually start off every episode with two truths and a lie because according to corporate America, that's the best way to get to know people.
And a lie.
And this time, I'm going to go first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
I'm always ready.
All right, two truths and a lie. I can clap with one hand. I can wiggle my tongue very quickly in all directions. I can burp on command.
You sort of just they're all weird bodily talents.
I know. I did the first one. I'm like, well, there's my theme.
I know you can clap with one hand
I've done that one before.
because you've
haven't
done
I?
it before.
Dang it.
So now I have a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, look at you,
A
math.
50-50 shot.
50-50.
Yeah, math's my strong suit.
Wait, are you being for real?
No, it's really not.
Okay, you shouldn't be a real. Just kidding.
Not my strong suit.
I bet you're great.
I whip out a calculator whenever I can.
So do I.
So the lie is that you. Wait, what was the last one?
I can
The
burp
last
on
one?
command.
No, I don't think you can do that one.
Correct. You got it right. That is the lie. I cannot burp on command. I can wiggle my tongue very quickly, both forwards, backwards, and side to side.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Do you want to demonstrate
No, because
with sounds?
I mean, there's no sounds unless you want to add them post.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, you ready? Forward
Go.
and back to one. Yeah, I can move my tongue really fast. Yeah. Yeah. My wife loves it.
I'll add some. Moving on.
Sorry, guys.
Moving
So
on.
PG.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
All right,
is
Scott. Let's hear
family
it.
friendly.
Guys, real quick, I just need you to know that every single time I come over, this is Scott's house, Scott and Brittany's house, beautiful place.
It's an apartment,
Wait,
unfortunately,
it's home.
yeah, it's home.
This is Scott's home. This is Brittany's home. Every time I come here, we have been talking throughout the day, just real quick, like, hey, we're recording. Hey, what's going on? What time should I be over here? Every single time I get here, Scott sets up this room and forgets to do 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
Every time. This is technically our 5th episode, and he has once again done it. So these are all off the cuff. I hope that this time, they're all
Hopefully I'll trick you
following
this
the rules.
time. I went to my first concert in 2021. The light just turned off again. Oh
every
my
time.
gosh.
Every
Okay.
time.
I don't know how to play the guitar. My first car crash was
The
in
lie
a
is you don't know how to play the guitar.
Hey, I'm not done yet.
I know the answer.
I'm not done yet.
I don't need the third
I'm
one.
not done yet.
Okay.
My first car crash was in a car that was named Brittany.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
that's sad. And that's a truth. And the first one's a truth, and the second one's a lie.
Yeah.
You know how to play guitar.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, turns out we keep repeating things. Oops. I don't think the 2 truths and a lie is going to last much longer.
That wasn't a repeat thing.
No, but it had to do with how
It was different.
The song you wrote a song that Brittany walked down to on the aisle.
It doesn't mean I can play the guitar.
You said you played guitar.
No.
In that same
I don't think so.
I have a good brain. We'll rewatch the
I don't
episode.
think so.
Don't matter. Anyway,
Well, everyone, thank you for coming back, and thank you for enjoying the first 3 episodes with us.
yeah.
The millions of you who downloaded it,
Thanks,
we're really
Mom.
glad that you could be there to hear our voices and our stories. This is 4th episode here.
Yeah, episode 4.
And I don't know if we have a schedule in which we're going to be uploading. Maybe we can talk about that. But
Definitely not on the podcast.
but
we can
still
definitely discuss it.
but still go ahead and follow and download, okay, so that you don't miss out on these types of fun things.
I gotta shout out our good boy Andrew. I shouldn't have done his last name. Oops. You want to get rid of
I'll
that?
bleep it
Cool. Andrew.
so he gets less credit.
Cool.
guy.
He has listened to all 3 episodes. I hung out with him last weekend, and he says that he's really enjoying it, and it really boosted my confidence. My wife hasn't listened to a single episode.
Oh.
But
Rude.
she hears me talk all day. Doesn't want to hear me talk more. So I kind of understand. I get it.
I'll shout out a good friend of mine. We're gonna just thank a bunch of people back and forth.
Yeah, no, that's the whole episode.
Actually,
Real
yeah,
quick.
I will shout out my friend Jack. Jack, if you're listening or watching, I love you.
That's so sweet. What's Jack's last
He's a
name?
good man.
Can we bleep it out?
Jack. But I'm gonna bleep it.
Cool, perfect. Hey, Scott, I am very interested in knowing. Okay, here's my whole thing. Last week or 2 weeks ago, you went on a siblings trip.
Yes.
My boss also went on a siblings trip where him and all his siblings, one
Wow.
flew in from Missouri,
Missouri.
drove to San Diego to surprise their oldest sibling who went on a 50th birthday trip to San Diego. And all 5 of them drove up to meet him, and he had no idea, and it was really cool and everything. And then it made me think, like, maybe I should go on a siblings trip, and I kind of want to try it now. So I need you to tell me
should.
about like what you guys did,
You
and
should
see if
try it.
me and my only 2 siblings may enjoy each other for a long period of time.
I guess it would depend on your family dynamics, but
That's pretty good.
we had a good time. We actually went to San Diego.
San Diego.
So it's crazy. That story.
What'd you do in San Diego?
We went to the zoo. This was like the main reason that we went on this to San Diego in
Okay.
particular. So let me give you some context.
Gun to my
here.
head,
So
I would not have guessed San Diego Zoo.
Let me give
Okay.
you
Okay.
the context.
I'm into this.
My grandmother, we go visit her in California every year because she's getting
your
up there.
grandma, yeah.
And so me and my siblings, I have 4 older sisters, and we go see her every year. And we go to Whittier usually, which is like close to LA. And this year, my grandmother was saying how much she wants to go to the zoo because she wants to see the pandas. The pandas,
Understandable. Pandas are my favorite
only
animal.
here for a little bit of time in the zoos, and then they go back to China for a while, and then they'll like come back. And so she wanted to take the opportunity and go see them. So that was like the reason why we went to San Diego Zoo in particular.
Okay, cool.
But we got an Airbnb, which
Mhm.
my grandma was also so kind as to pay for. And so
Wow.
that was really fun. And
That's
then
really cool.
it's also, we do it in September because it's her birthday in September. And so we celebrate her birthday while we're there. And then my other sister, one of my sisters gives her a haircut gets her feeling confident, and it's great. So that's what we did. Spent a few days there in San Diego. It was actually really, really hot.
Really?
They had like a heat wave, and this happens like every year. Every time we go to California for a siblings trip, we
Tell
go
Grandma to
during
change her
a
birthday.
heat wave, and it was extremely like humid for some reason, and
Goodness. Well, they are by the
hot.
ocean.
Yeah, I
It makes a
know,
little
but
bit of
it's
sense.
still weird for California to be like that humid.
That's
it was
fair.
like very humid, and so it was a little bit miserable. But we still had a good time with her, and we made German chocolate cake. And it's kind of funny because she's from the UK, and she likes German chocolate cake.
I mean, yeah, that's super random.
A lot of UK,
Yeah, no,
the Brits don't really like Germans. So
If you guys forgot what happened, just
Years
Google,
ago.
just Google
This was years
1930.
ago.
Just Google the 1930s to 1940s major events. And
1940s.
Yeah, don't type in 1940s. No, actually try it and then report and see.
1930s to the 1940s.
Yeah, do that and type in major events. Then you'll be reminded. It's cool. I forget things too. Do you guys drive or fly?
We flew.
Only an hour and a half together instead of 6.
Yeah.
Cool, smart.
Well, not that we don't like to be together. It's just kind of nice to fly.
Oh yeah, totally.
Road trips are cool and everything, but sometimes I'm just like,
Well, so
I just want to be there.
I have a couple questions. Now, I want to ask because I would love to plan something with my siblings. How long were you there? How many days in total?
From Friday to Monday.
That's a good chunk. So what
Yeah.
time did you get there on Friday?
It was in the morning, actually.
Okay, so you got full day Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
go home Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was even like Monday, like afternoon. So
Do you have a travel to trip ratio that you will not budge on?
not really.
I do.
I think that the farther you go, the more time you need to spend there.
That's the travel to trip ratio. That's what I mean.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. So
But I mean, sometimes I am not the one that, like, if I have an opinion on it, like, I can't really be the one that, like, I'm not budging. Like, I'm not budging on
is it because
this.
you're the youngest?
No, it's because, like,
It's usually because I'm the youngest.
in most situations, like, it's with a bunch of other family, and I'm not going to be the person that's like, no, guys, we have to do it this way because it's better because of the ratio. Like, I'm not going to be the controlling
that
person,
makes
you know?
sense.
I'm just going to chill.
Yeah,
And I'm
you're
going to
along
have
for the
fun
ride.
either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to turn certain trip ideas down strictly because if I'm in the car longer than if I'm in the car longer than 4 hours, I have to have 2 nights wherever we're going. That's like my bare minimum.
Makes sense.
Sorry about that.
Bless you.
That was not a sneeze. Just
I know.
cleared my throat.
I
Love
know.
that. So, like, the reason that I've come to that is my family goes to the dunes, the Imperial Sand Dunes in between here and California. And,
Yes.
it takes 3.5 to 4 hours to get there. And every time we go, I will only go if it's 2 days. Leave Thursday, ride Friday, ride Saturday. Usually either come home Sunday morning or pack up Saturday at like 11 and come home. Interesting
makes
thing
sense.
about the dunes is like between like 11 a.m. and like 3 p.m. 2 p.m. You can't really see out in there. So you can't see the definition of the dunes because the sun's directly above and there's no shadows.
That's sketchy.
And it gets real sketch real quick.
I have a story about that.
And so we, during those time of the day, we usually just hang out like in the trailer or whatever and do that. But the dunes is kind of like ingrained in me that there's a travel to trip ratio that I have to follow.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I would even say, like, if I have to go 2 hours in a car, I would also want 2 nights.
2 hours.
Yeah, I would even say that.
That's fair.
Like, that's
I don't
mean,
mind
I feel like
2 hours.
that's a good amount of time to spend like venturing somewhere to where.
That's fair. My commute is about 20 to 25 minutes. So I think my 4 hours is solid there because some days I drive a ton for work. Like last Friday, I was probably in the car for a solid 3 hours last Friday, driving to and from places for appointments and helping people with their stuff. And
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It is a long
I don't
time.
drive hardly at all.
Do you drive to work?
Yeah, I do.
You lazy butt. That's funny.
It's hot outside. Okay,
That's right, hold on,
it's
sorry.
hot.
So here, if you guys don't already, go ahead and follow us at Your Friend's Husbands on Instagram and TikTok. Scott was super cool and made some clips from our past episodes and posted them, and they look great. And then while he was on his siblings trip, I posted on the stories that we had launched with the links and all that stuff. So go ahead and give us a follow if you do not already, because Scott's put a lot of work into it, and I've touched it very slightly.
A little bit.
But because...
What do you have?
What are you? So I posted on the Your Friend's Husband's Instagram page asking for kind of like what you guys want to hear about. And we had a very solid follower, I'm not going to name names, who loves us dearly. This person is kind, is gentle, is really into swabbing things right now. She's great. Oh, I gave it away. I said she. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, Scott's wife, Brittany, actually helped us and then posted some things because no one else answered the question. So next time we do it, answer some stuff because we just want to talk about things.
We shouldn't tell them we're not that popular.
Well, we have millions of followers.
Guys, we're popular.
People just don't.
We're popular.
Yeah. Into the universe, we will be a successful podcast. But we will also define what success means. Okay, so basically, she said she wanted to know about our favorite childhood memories. That is just an absolutely difficult thing to nail down because I was a child from age 1 to 17. That's some formative years. So I kind of switched it a little bit. Ages 1 to 10, core memory. Ages 11 to 17, core memory. I'll go first so that you have a second to think about it. And if you don't want to answer right now, you can just do next episode. We can just spread it out.
Okay.
So ages 1 to 10, my first core memory that pops into my head every single time. As you guys know, I like Star Wars. When I was a kid, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, came out. I had been really into Star Wars because my dad showed me some stuff. I watched all of the old movies over and over again, loved it. And when I found out they were coming out with a new one, I was just beyond stoked. And my dad took me and my family. He got me like a special character cup that had a character on top and the straw came out of their back. It was kind of weird, but it was really top heavy. Really top heavy. So if you were not like a full drink and you set it down, it was a high chance that it went dunk and fell over and spilled everywhere.
Uh-oh.
But the core memory that just is ingrained in me, and sometimes I think about it and I still get chills to this day, is towards the end of it, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn are about to fight Darth Maul for the second time, and they're on Naboo in the hangar. Darth Maul turns on one side of his lightsaber and then holds it sideways. I'm literally getting chills talking about it. And turns it sideways and turns on the second side of his saber, and that is so deeply ingrained in my brain. And maybe there's something wrong with me that the core memory is something a villain was doing. But when he turned it on, I, as a kid, just immediately fell in love with it. I ended up getting the cool, like, plastic lightsaber toy that came out both ends.
Oh, yeah.
Broke real quick because I would hit stuff with it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to fight your enemies.
That's my ages 1 to 10 core memory that I think about a lot.
Wow.
It's very formative.
Yeah.
Do you have one on the top of your head, or do you want to wait?
Go ahead and
11,
give
17.
us your other one.
All right, cool. This one has a little bit of backstory.
Maybe I'll do mine next week.
I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Because I haven't thought about it yet.
That's perfect. If you paid attention to the Instagram and actually looked at things, maybe. I'm just kidding.
Wow. I did look at the Instagram. Okay.
I'm a big fat jerk. You built the Instagram.
And I was trying to see if anyone had responded, and there were no responses yet when I looked at it.
That's fair. So this one takes a little bit of explaining. From a young age, my dad has a hobby. I mean, from a young age of me.
I thought you were going to say your dad was a hobbit.
That would have been cool. No, he's 6'4".
As a hobby.
He's a tall man. From a young age of myself, my dad had always worked on cars. Old muscle cars from the 60s and 70s and rebuilt them. He, for his job, did dental crowns. He would make fake teeth, basically, for doctors who were doing implants or doing just anything. And he decided to do this because all day at work he would be hunched over working with his hands. And for those watching video, thank you. Going like this, like tiny little increments. And he needed something to kind of like stretch himself out at the end of the day, trying to like work, like get his body moving, right? And when he was working heavily, he would just work Monday through Thursday, extra long hours, so he could take Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off every time. And because of that, he was able to restore these old cars to whatever he wanted them to look like. And from like age 7, I was hooked. Like I started memorizing cars, like who makes them, what motors come in them. And like nine times out of 10, you drive down the road with me right now, if some kind of cool car comes out or drives by, I know what it is almost immediately. It's a dumb brain that I have in my head now for useless information, but it's some of my favorite things in this world.
It's your passion.
Exactly. I love cars. So my dad told me, hey, we actually told my older brother too. He did it also, but when we got our Eagle Scouts, we were allowed to start looking for a car to restore. I got my Eagle Scout when I was 14 and a half, which is
better than me.
The earliest that you can get it because I wanted a car. No, I got it 13 and a half. Sorry, I misspoke. 13 and a half. And then for my 14th birthday, I came home from a scout trip, and in my garage was a 1969 Firebird, Pontiac Firebird. Basically a Camaro, just with more upgrades and other things like that. Jeez, my throat is not doing
Got a frog in there.
Like 4 of them.
And a toad, maybe.
I have a little family chilling in the back of my throat. So we started restoring this car. It took 2.5 years. For Christmas, my birthday's in July. For Christmas, I remember, this is my core memory. I think about it a lot. I got stuff that 14-year-olds get. Just like probably some socks, some new shirts, like nice sweatshirts. A couple things here and there that are a little bit more fun. But there's this big box under the tree, and it was with my name on it. And I'm like, I want to know what it is. But I'm also the kind of guy that eats his vegetables first, so he ends on the cool thing first.
Yeah.
And so I waited. And my family goes person to person, and one opens, another person opens, another person. And we go around. And it's the last present, and I open it, and it's just a big box with a bunch of like eBay tape all over it. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I open it up. And when you're working on a car, especially a lot of older cars, they get rust on them. The rust eats into the metal. There's holes. And a lot of car companies or a lot of aftermarket companies build pieces of metal that act as like a patch to cover this old rusted piece. You cut the old rusted piece, you weld this new piece on. And for Christmas as a 14-year-old, I was so excited that I had got a left rear patch panel for behind the back tire so that I could weld it into place and start doing bodywork to get ready to paint it. And that is a core memory that I think of all the time. Anytime someone's like, Jackson, what's the favorite Christmas present you ever got? I have to tell this whole story every time because if I yeah, I got a left rear patch panel. It's my favorite thing ever. And they'll, oh, what is that? And so that's my core memory. Brittany, you're too nice for asking that question so that we can...
So Jackson can tell his core memories.
We can ask this. And I'm excited to hear Scott's. I really am.
I will get back to you
next week.
You'll have on ready. That so that I can think hard on it.
Perfect.
Well, I think I have one approaching my brain, but I want to save it. I want to save it so that I can maybe tell it better, you know?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all day, so.
I know.
Yeah, you didn't even do your 2 truths and a lie.
I know, I'm the worst.
You're not the worst.
I am the worst for not participating.
All right, since you did not participate in that last game, I have another one.
Okay.
Do you have one?
No, but I was going to check up on if I had put anything in the note because last time I had said that I would talk about a conspiracy theory that I believe in. And
do you want to do that right there? Or do you want
I don't have a ton of information on it, but I'll bring it up.
Okay. I'm down for this.
I don't have a ton of maybe you'll have more knowledge on this than I do.
It's very possible.
Because I think I might have mentioned it to you before.
Okay.
But the conspiracy theory that I think could have 2 legs to stand on.
Maybe 3.
Maybe even 3.
Or 4 like a dog.
Yeah. Is the conspiracy that after World War II, Hitler actually escaped to Argentina and lived out the rest of his days there. And I think that could be credible.
Do you remember earlier when we asked you guys to Google things that happened between the 1930 and the 1940s?
Yeah.
Hitler had played a pretty big role in that era.
Yeah.
You know what? We're not going to talk about it.
Do you? You don't think
No,
you
I'm
don't?
not, I think.
Wait,
that
do you
this
disagree?
would be a really fun topic to do for almost a whole episode.
In an entire episode. Okay.
With some facts.
All right.
With some, maybe not facts, but with some.
With some proof.
Facts.
With some proof.
With some possible proof. I think it would be really fun.
We're gonna go investigate ourselves in Argentina.
Yeah.
We'll come back with our findings, and we will tell you all about it in a whole
have to
episode.
get a job at the airport so we can fly for free.
Okay.
I'm quitting mortgage.
Okay.
Sorry, Michaela. Your income just went significantly down. No, I think that would be a super fun one. I too believe it was not only him. I believe a lot of
Others.
yes. Have you ever watched the show Hunters on Prime?
No, but I think the last time I brought this up, you told me about that.
Yeah.
And so now I think I need to
It's
really
kind
watch
of-
it.
It's kind of about how Nazi Germany and a lot of the higher leaders escaped to different places, one of which was America. And they taught themselves to not have a German accent and found a way to rise to power. And
Oh dear.
yeah, it's very convincing.
Oh dear.
Now, Conspiracy Corner next week.
Be there
Okay.
or be a
So
square.
I have two things I want to talk about. I want to end on the funner one.
All right.
Because this first one, Scott made very clear that he's nervous about. Brittany also. So I put on there that I kind of want to have people give us like scenarios or questions about how to make friends as an adult, because you don't just have to sit next to random people for hours learning at a school anymore. You don't get to play with people at recess, so you don't get to make new friends. You don't have electives that you're like, oh yeah, you like this thing too. No, like Scott works at a place where he's around a lot of people, but there's other people that come in and out all the time. And I work at a place where I'm in a cubicle. And yeah, it's a little depressing, but I still get to talk to people and make some friends or whatever. And so Brittany asked the question, how to make friends as an adult. And I thought it would be fun to think of new ways. So I thought of one, and then Brittany gave me an idea for another one. So the first one is just
Do it.
no. No, that's not how that works. Maybe this is just a me thing, but when you say like a random phrase to someone, like say you're walking down the street or you're walking into something and something interesting happens and you both see it and you reference it, can you tell pretty quick if they're going to be willing to talk about it or continue talking afterward by their response?
With a random person, are you talking about? I would say so, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you've already done it then. Like you know the secret sauce of how to make friends is you have
I suppose.
this one thing. You have this weird thing that happens. You both talk about it for a sec. It's not hard to continue talking, but the one caveat to that is both parties have to be interested in continue speaking. To continue speaking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, here's a good example from when I was a little younger. I don't know why, but I was working out at this park, this field. I was running over in Mesa, and there's this airport called Falcon Field Airport. And I was chilling at this park when I hear an airplane rev out. The tail kind of goes down, and then it starts to turn sideways, and I watch as this airplane at Falcon Field, an older airplane, fall and crash and explode.
Oh wow.
I watched it happen.
Oh dear.
Me being an extroverted human being, I immediately looked around to see if there was anyone else around me that saw it, and there was no one.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, no one
What
is
do I
ever
do?
gonna believe me. Like, I want to be able to talk to someone.
No
about
one
this.
will.
And I've told Michaela, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's crazy." Like, yeah, but like, I wish there was someone there because I would have talked to him. And then at that point, because it is a weird thing that happened, when you talk to people, it's like, hey, maybe they're willing to talk more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Scott and I decided to do a podcast because we just did.
We just decided
I
to
was
talk
like, yo,
more.
we should try this. And he's like, that's actually a good idea.
Actually, you know what? I have actually a story
Oh, here
for
we
you
go. Cool, story time.
that I remembered that I wanted to share with you because it was so funny and random. So, on this kind of subject, for making friends. I think you also, even if you don't know if somebody's comfortable talking to you,
Yeah.
if you really want to make a friend, you just got to be uncomfortable, and you just have to like do things that are a little weird to you.
That's fair.
And so here's my story. So I was at Walmart one night because Britt was out, and I was just gonna have a movie night with Winnie, and so I was like, I need some food to make, and so I went to Walmart to figure something out, and I was gonna get some noodles to make some macaroni and cheese. And I got myself a Barbie Olipop. If you haven't had those, they're amazing. We're not sponsored by Olipop, but they're really good. Peaches and cream is a really good flavor. But I had a few things in my hands, and so I'm like looking for some Velveeta because that's how I make. This is also not sponsored. I'm just shouting out. I'm just shouting out
about us in our podcast. We need to sponsor them.
I'm just shouting out brands here.
Just hoping someone hears it. The law of large numbers says that.
Yeah. So I'm looking for the Velveeta cheese, and this guy comes out of nowhere. He's just like going down the aisle, and I look over him like
like grocery stores.
The random like little smirk smile.
This one.
The little the little hi, and so I'm wearing this hat because I wear this like all the time, and he looks at it.
Hawaii.
And he looks at me like more than usual, like more than the usual, like pass by, and so I'm like, hey, hi there, in my head, and he's like, have you been to Hawaii? Or no, he says, are you from Hawaii?
Oh,
and I'm looking at myself like, do I look like I'm from Hawaii? But he was like, are you from Hawaii? I'm like, no, I've just been there a few times. He's like, and he's like, oh yeah, I need to get over there. I've never been over there. I'm like, yeah, you should get over. It's a great place. And then you could tell like there wasn't a lot like branching from that. And so then he just like looks at what I'm holding. He's like, you gonna have some chicken tonight? And like, yep.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm cooking a chicken tonight. And he's like, yeah, I've got a like this pressure cooker that I use for like cooking chicken and stuff. I don't know if I'm like, yeah, I have one of those too. It works pretty well. He's like, how you gonna cook that tonight? And I'm like, I'm just probably gonna saute it on the stove, like just cook it on the stove. And like it was just so funny because I'm like, where is this going? Like what motive do you have to talk to me for this long? And then he's like, do you like ice cream? And I'm like, yeah, I love ice cream. He's like, so there's this thing you can get. It's called the Ninja Creamy. And I'm like, I have a Ninja Creamy. It's actually phenomenal. And then I'm like, I'm passionate about Ninja Creamy. So I'll talk to anybody about Ninja Creamy.
I don't know if you know this, but Scott loves Ninja Creamy. Ninja the brand. Creamy.
So I'll talk to him. I talked to him about like the different flavors that we've made before and everything
with your Ninja
Creamy. And I was like, this guy's kind of chill, even though he was like a little uncomfy at first. Like he's a good guy, I can tell. And so anyway, it was just the funniest thing. And he's like, he was getting ready to go because the conversation was like kind of winding up. So he's like, what was your name? Like, I'm Scott. Nice to meet you. He's like, I'm Matt. And I like have things in my hand. I'm like, sorry. I mean, I would shake your hand. Just got a lot of things I'm holding.
Did he hug you?
Almost. I think he wanted to. I think he wanted to.
I love Walmart.
But anyway, it was just like funny because it was actually like a very genuine conversation, I feel, but it was just like I was also just where did this come from,
Yeah.
Like what motivated this person to like stop and talk to somebody in a Walmart?
Yeah, Michaela.
They were like, it's like 8 p.m. It was weird. It was random.
It's not. I don't think it's weird. I'm that guy.
You do that? You do that?
Side. Yeah, Michaela's had to get used to it. She won't go to public places a lot of times with me, like especially like grocery shopping, because I will like if I see someone that has something that I'm into, I'll be like, yo, like, have you tried this with this, or like, have you ever done this with this? And like, I will be the one that initiates it, and I don't know why.
I'll do that sometimes.
Yeah, I've never really boiled it down other than I just care about human beings. Like I always tell Michaela, like when we were first dating, she'd get really weirded out and annoyed. But I just say hi to people. Like if I'm walking by, if you make eye contact and they'll be like, hey, and I'll just say that. That's it. I won't try to start a conversation with you. Won't do anything. And I know for me, that little thing stems back to forever ago with someone randomly saying, like, you never know how someone's day is, so always be kind.
That's true.
And so, like, I am. Like, I will just say hello to people, and I love involving people.
I wish I had more confidence to do that.
I think, wow.
I really do. I think that would be a great thing to
Welcome
do.
to your friends' husbands, where we deep dive into the
psyche of Scott.
The psyche of Scott and where his low confidence comes from. Which is wild to me.
Low confidence.
He's a beautiful man with a beautiful wife and a beautiful dog.
I mean, I've confidence in other places, but like that kind of thing, I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't know if I'm always like ready to just say hi to a random.
Do you know how white people say, or people say white people don't have culture? Do y'all know our culture?
Yeah. Yeah.
The weird like smirk thing, and then also whenever like go around a corner and someone's right there, you go,
hey,
sorry, let me scooch on by you.
Yeah. No, Britt and I make fun of that. We make fun of that, but we also make fun of like you're in a line for something, and you're like, well, glad we got here when we did. Oh, yeah. Because like it's like really busy.
The problem is I do those things seriously sometimes.
But sometimes it just really got to acknowledge it because you really did there.
We got here.
You really did get
Look
there.
At the line now. That happened at Torchy's Tacos for me and Michaela a while back. Weirdly enough. All right, this is the last thing we're gonna do today, and then I actually have to leave.
Yeah, you do.
But speaking of,
you gotta go.
Kind of like interacting and talking to other people and kind of finding that ground or that middle ground where both of you feel comfortable. I think that dude that came and talked to you like probed long enough till he found something that you liked with the Ninja Creamy.
It's true, yeah.
That Ninja Creamy.
He did.
And so
he found it.
I think because humans do have a lot of interests, it's not hard to find something common ground. And I am a salesman by trade, so I do it naturally, and I can usually find a good spot. But like, I think if everyone kind of just took the time to maybe find some common ground on something, people would just be happier. I don't know.
It's true. I would agree with that. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna fan cast something about Harry Potter.
Okay.
The new series comes out.
Are you excited? I'm excited.
I am excited, especially because I've read a few things recently that... And we're going to get into that. So we're going to fan cast quickly because I do have to dip in a sec. And we've been going for a good chunk. And I don't want to make everyone bored with our conversations.
It's okay.
So...
They'll be fine.
The Harry Potter series. The Harry Potter series on the home box office. That's what HBO stands for. I found that out like 2 weeks ago. I'm 31 years old and never knew that that's what it stood for. Home box office.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
Oh, wow. No.
Cool. Huh. All right. Thanks for listening to your friends.
Interesting. I learned something.
So, that series that's coming out, the Harry Potter series.
Yes.
I'm excited because they have a chance to really dive deep into a lot more details from the books, right?
That they missed.
Like, let's say this. Let's say each episode's 45 minutes long, right? You do 45 minutes long each episode. You do 3 episodes, and you are already as long as the movies.
As a movie, yeah.
That's 3 episodes, and a lot of seasons have anywhere 8 to 12 episodes, especially with that long of episode time. So, I have one cool bit of news recently that happened, and it fell right along the line of my fan cast. So, who would you want to play Dumbledore?
Oh, gosh. Shoot. I don't even know if I've thought about Dumbledore. I've thought about other people, but I haven't thought about Dumbledore.
Okay. That's okay, because this is good.
But tell me.
Gary Oldman, the man that played Sirius Black, has just come out and said he would love to come back to the universe and play Dumbledore.
That would be sweet.
I want it more than anything.
That would be cool.
I think
he would do a really good job.
I think he'd be a great Dumbledore, right?
Any time in the movies when he's like had a scene of kind of like more intimate moments, he does a phenomenal job. Those are my favorite parts.
Oh, yeah, Sirius Black. I think that Gary Oldman as Sirius Black is perfect.
So
the whole scene when he punches Lucius in the face was completely ad-libbed.
Really?
He walked over to the director. He goes, I know that you have it written this way, but man, I think it'd be perfect to just let me punch him in the face. And they're like,
get away from my godson.
Punch in the face. Yeah. Okay, so you said you have thought about other characters.
I've thought about Snape.
Okay, on 3, say who it would be. 1.
Hold on, wait. I think of his name again. I always forget names. Oh, crap.
What do you know? A name of a character?
Yeah,
He played?
yeah,
Okay, we'll say that at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Kylo Ren.
yeah. Kylo Ren.
Yeah, it's Adam Driver.
I then blinked again.
Yeah, no,
and
it's fine. You're a special boy.
See, I
Ninja Creamy
blanked
on
on
the
the
mind.
names again.
So,
But
I agree.
Kylo, yeah.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
Adam
Is
Driver.
his name.
Adam Driver would be perfect.
I think he's the number 1 most fan cast for the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
People talk about it all the
Yeah.
time. I don't know if he's going to do it. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm excited for it.
I think it makes so much sense that he won't. You know,
it's really funny.
that's what I'm sad about.
I put Snape as my one after Dumbledore. So the fact that we're both on that page. All right, this is where it's going to get fun for me because I am nostalgic. And a lot of the original actors are now adults. Like
Super adults.
Like they are just adults, right? I want people to return for different things.
Tom Felton for Lucius.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, he would be fantastic.
He would do amazing.
He would be
kill
perfect
it.
at it. He would do so good at it.
Tom, please. Tom,
We're not sponsored by Tom Felton.
please.
Yeah, no, but I would love Tom Felton to be there. Okay, so that was one of mine.
I think he would.
I'm thinking. I know he would.
He would.
I know all of them would. They just have to be asked. It's not up to them if they can be in it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Okay, so I have a couple different ones for return. Who I would like Rupert Grint to come back, who is Ron Weasley. I want him to be Lupin.
Oh.
I think he'd fit and be a pretty good Lupin.
I thought you were about to say, like, Gilderoy Lockhart.
He'd be a good Gilderoy, too. I think he would have a
But
lot of fun with
I wouldn't
Gilderoy.
want him to do that because then his character would be just a meanie,
Yeah.
annoying
That's why
person.
I thought of Lupin. And I think if you could do the Marauders, I mean, I would love Harry to come back as Sirius too. I think Daniel Radcliffe would be a pretty solid
that would be
Sirius.
cool. Okay, that'd be cool.
I think it'd be cool because
Or Harry's dad.
yeah, but Harry's dad's like not in it a ton. Even as a
I
memory,
guess.
he's
I
in
guess
it here
so.
and there.
I guess so.
But Daniel Radcliffe got to be on the receiving end of Gary Oldman as Sirius, and he talks about in a lot of interviews how he got to act with all these huge people, and that Gary Oldman has a huge special place in his heart. And it's like
It's true.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it's going to be fun. Molly Weasley. You ready? I want it to be played by Bonnie Wright, who plays Ginny Weasley.
I knew you were going to say that.
To me, it makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it would work because she's a little bit older now. She could do her hair all fluffy like it.
Yeah, but her demeanor and the way that she played Ginny just makes me nervous that she wouldn't have
her.
enough energy.
That was
available.
her acting the way she was told to be by the director. There's been a few interviews.
Yeah,
in it.
maybe.
I agree with you. I don't think that she did the best as Ginny. I don't think she's a bad Ginny. I don't think she's a great Ginny. We just haven't had any other Ginnies.
Ginny's just...
I will not fan cast the children. I don't know any child actors or anything like that. So
I have no ideas for Ron, Hermione, or Harry.
Or Ginny or Neville
Or any of
anyone.
the students, yeah.
Okay, so that one's up in the air. That one's not agreed upon. That's okay. Arthur Weasley. Matthew Lewis.
Who would be
Neville Longbottom.
yeah.
I think he'd be
He's not a redhead.
It doesn't have to be. That's what makeup and FX are for.
No,
He's already a pretty pale dude. I think he'd fit in it well. And he played Neville as a goofy dude for 6 years in the book, which is way longer than just 6 years. I think he would be a great Arthur Weasley. Can you think of someone else you'd want to be Arthur Weasley off the top of your head?
Let me get back to you.
Okay.
But
I'm running out of time. I have 4 minutes before I have to leave. Okay, let's get to the big ones. What's someone else that you've thought of? Because I'm having a hard time with Hagrid. I thought of one person, and I think if done right, he would be great. But I don't know.
like someone that could have been from the earlier, from the
this
movies.
Is just new actor involved.
Hagrid's so tough, actually.
It's because everyone loves.
You gotta be,
Hagrid,
you gotta be careful with Hagrid.
You ready for mine?
Yeah, give me yours.
Russell Crowe.
Oh, okay.
I think he
I
could
could
be
see
a
that.
great Hagrid. He's
Okay.
kind of already got a little bit of a gruffer voice.
Yeah.
He's bigger, he's taller, and he'd kind of fall into it. I think if he played it right, I think Russell Crowe would be an absolutely fantastic Hagrid if done correctly.
That's true.
Okay, we already talked about Tom Felton. I think that Aubrey Plaza should be Bellatrix. Or Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
But I think
She's too sweet.
I think Aubrey Plaza would be a great Bellatrix.
I think she could. I just picture her too much from Parks and Rec, where she's just like,
That's true.
like
That was her
kind
her
of
first one.
like boring, you know?
Yeah,
almost.
She plays April Ludgate.
Yeah.
April Ludgate Dwyer.
She needs to have a lot of spunk and
That's true.
energy for Bellatrix, I think, and a lot of crazy.
She plays
you
a
know?
witch in the new Agatha show on Disney Plus. That
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
For
what
the
it's fully called.
Marvel
Yeah,
thing?
the Marvel
Yeah.
one. Yeah, she plays one of the
We're
witches.
not sponsored by Marvel.
Nope, we are not. Okay, the one that I'm obviously having the hardest time with is Voldemort. I chose Bill Skarsgård
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because he plays it
Pennywise.
and creepy is
He
all
is,
get
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I think he could be a good Voldy. Only if they do Voldy how he's supposed to be done in the books.
Where he's like more
He's got red eyes,
yellow
he has
skin.
no nose, more yellow
Yeah.
skin, and he has a bigger mouth. Like the way that they describe it, his features are more snake-like. He has a larger mouth that opens larger. He has the scary teeth, all that jazz.
That's a good call. Yeah.
I think
You've
so.
thought a lot about this.
I did it today.
I needed
in
to
preparation for the
I needed
episode.
to put more thought into these things.
Well, then you can come back with it. But I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Who would you cast as Mad Eye Moody? That'll be the end of us.
Oh.
Or McGonagall. I'll give you an
Mad
option.
Eye. Mad Eye Moody.
That's Mad Eye.
That is Mad Eye. Man, McGonagall's so tough to. Maybe.
Alien.
Oh, you know who could do a good job as McGonagall is but she doesn't. She doesn't have the accent at all. In fact, she has like the most opposite accent.
But people can learn accents.
Yeah, if she learned if she learned the accent really well. What's her name from The Blind Side, like the teacher, and she's also from The Office. She's Joe Bennett in The Office. What's her name? She's in Titanic as Molly Brown. Oh
I know who you're
man.
talking about. But I think she actually might be a better Umbridge.
Yeah, she could be
Yeah.
more evil. Yeah.
I put Emma Watson returning as McGonagall with some makeup effects, aging her.
Kathy Bates, that's
Yeah,
her
Kathy
name.
Bates.
That's her name.
Yeah,
Yeah, she could be more evil, yeah.
and for Mad Eye, I chose David Harbour.
Oh, okay.
I think he could play a pretty
Yeah,
decent Mad
he
Eye.
could.
He'd have to learn the accent.
He really
but,
could.
But I think he could play a pretty decent Mad Eye. I thought of him and I'm like, ooh. I almost put him as Hagrid. I'm like, I don't think he has the Hagrid vibes. And then I thought of-
Maybe because Stranger Things, he does have that.
paternally instinct kind of.
Yeah, you know the end in his like letter that he writes.
Yeah.
It's like super heartfelt. He
Yeah.
could do a good job.
I think we should continue the Harry Potter fan cast.
We should. We'll continue.
I
can't wait for
y'all
it to be out.
for listening. Thank you to Scott for doing our intro music, our video intro, everything, all the editing. He's amazing. Thank you all for
Stop.
listening. Don't forget to follow us at Your Friends Husbands on Instagram and TikTok. And then if you want to hear anything from us, send us an email.
Email us
At
your
what-
friends husbands at gmail.com
That's it. Gmail.
or comment wherever you see fit.
Thanks for listening, homies.
Goodbye.
Peace.